See that right there? That little container. That's where I put those little seed plants that I did 5 days ago. So I laid it out in the sun today, and some of y'all had recommended putting, a little piece of plastic over it and allowing for it to be like a greenhouse effect, and it's worked. When I opened it up earlier, definitely moisture on the bottom of this, and this is what I discovered today when I was moving it out here. That top row in the middle, two little tiny, get the sun on it, look at that, two little sprouts coming up. And I checked it, this middle row is the cucumbers. So far no tomatoes, which a lot of people have said those take a little longer, and haven't seen the squash pop up yet. But the cucumbers are making a move, folks. So I'm just going to leave this in the sun because it's nice and warm. Temperature outside, it's windy, it's a little cool, but if you're in the sun, and obviously with all the condensation and stuff on this, it's working. It's warming up. And when I watered them, I used warm water. Now, if some of you are still, you haven't gardened or you're still considering it, look, just do it. It's super easy. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. Just the journey and the process of starting from seeds. I've planted plants from Lowe's or Home Depot out in the garden before and stuff, but doing it from scratch like this, it's a lot of fun. And I really have not spent but just a few bucks. I have gotten some free pickle buckets and such, and so I'm using those. And so I'm excited that as these get ready to go, and I've already purchased this huge bag of indoor-outdoor plant soil. It's got to be at least 50 pounds. It's like half the size of me, but I only got it for 12 bucks at Lowe's. It was the best value that I could tell. I'm going to take you guys out in my yard for a minute. I want to ask your opinion. For some of you that I talked to, this is my back patio. This is the staircase. If you've ever heard me refer to this, this comes up to my back door. My back windows, back door are all up on this deck over here on this side. So this is my back choke point. And I've talked about putting a gate here for security, and maybe some different lighting, something solar powered, maybe an alarm. Something solar powered would be great. And then especially that way, if something ever hit the fan one day, I'm not going to have people coming up here. And especially if I end up keeping some veggies up here on the deck in 5-gallon buckets. So this is my little backyard choke point that I've talked about, so that way you guys kind of see what I'm looking at. But I am wanting to do a garden out here too. I wasn't going to this year, but now the more that I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of getting excited about trying it. So first of all, I have this brick wall. Here's the top. So just kind of remember that spot right there. We're going to go down. So let's go back over here. I'm trying not to spin too fast because I know that could be frustrating when you're a viewer. So some stuff has been blowing around. I guess I should have brought a trash bag with me. I'll go back up and get that later. So this is below the wall. So my first thought was maybe to plant something down here, which I can. I can still get some green beans. And I figured, man, I could just run them all right across this wall if I wanted to have a bunch of green beans. And then as more I was thought about this area up here, this is waist level. If I stand right here at the bricks, it's about to my belly button. So if I did turn this upper section into a garden area, then I could actually come down here if I don't want to bend over, and I could reach out and, pull weeds and mess with it and such. So, it's almost like it's an automatic planter, above ground planter that way. Now there is some drainage. This stuff comes up from the roof, from the gutter systems that come down. And then there's water that comes out of here. The yard itself does slant downward. This bottom section does, hold moisture pretty well. It would get quite a bit of sun. I think this section up here would probably get more sun. So, putting my thumbnail and talking about veggies and having food independence. Look, I'm on that path. I'm heading there. I'm not along with just prepping things, but now wanting to more than just, planting a couple tomato plants. I'm wanting to set up and get a variety of vegetables and learn the pros and cons of everything. So I think that's what we need to be considering. And again, I'm doing these videos because I know some people are still new. Some people still are looking, who has done this. Obviously we can go and we can see people that have massive gardens and homesteading, and we can already see the end product. I thought this would be fun just to kind of show somebody, the as we go product. we're doing it live. So, and down here, I wanted to put a fire pit down here this spring, summer. Build a nice big area for the family to get together and have a fire pit and keep it down, away from the gardening area at that point. But do, the whole border with the rocks and then the chairs and then the fire pit in the middle. Enough to seat, maybe 8 or so people. So, and then I want to clear out some of that down there at the bottom because that's where the creek is. And I figured to clear out some of those trees, maybe set up a picnic table down there. That way when the creek's really flowing, it'd be relaxing to sit down there. Hey, look, prepping and stuff, it doesn't have to be all serious and work. Sometimes I look around and I just see people taking prepping too seriously. Like it has to have this set of guidelines and rules attached to it. Hey, prepping comes in different levels and different forms. I admit right from the get-go, you guys know me. This isn't a homestead. I don't see any, chickens running around. I don't see, goats and cows and, cattle. I don't have that here. I live kind of in city limits. I think I can have some chickens and such, and that's going to be down the road, maybe a year or so. But that's a goal. That's something that, I have these goals that you set, and I think you need to do that. You need to set goals for yourself, for your prepping. And don't be afraid. Don't get discouraged. Don't look at people that have been further down the path. Okay, a little further. They've gone a little further down the prepping path. And don't get discouraged, because trust me, there's way more people down the prepping path than I am, and I'm having fun where I'm at. I have a great time. I love it. I enjoy this so much. And like I said, I work a full-time job. So some weeks, I don't get to put as much time into it. But nevertheless, I make time and I do it. So, for those of you that have the gardens and the such, I appreciate your all's feedback. So jump in the comments, let me know, about the yard, well, where you think I should, maybe till up some dirt and add some soil and start prepping that up and getting that ready. Because this is just the beginning. This little bitty container with a little bit of seeds that you see right here, this is just the start. I did this little one to get me kick-started, so I could show you, what I'm doing, and so I could taste, a little bit of victory. I could taste that, hey, I can do this. And you know what? I'm seeing it. I'm seeing I can do it. And I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to just keep the ball rolling. Get the family buy-in on it, and start later in the summer, start reaping the rewards of it. So I hope you all are having a great weekend. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe. Go back, watch a few of the videos. 5 days ago was when I planted these right here. So if you want to go back 5 days ago and just see where this thing started, and pretty simple. I was pretty rustic, nothing fancy, but it's getting the job done. So you guys have a great rest of the weekend, and I will be talking to you guys later in the week. Bye now.